Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Sunday, March 27, 2022. This video will cover my week number 12 options trading for week number 12. So stay tuned and see if I made or lost money last week. If you're on Facebook, join me in this investment group, Investing 102. I generally post all my trades or most of my trades after I do them, and the quickest way to see what I'm doing, and sometimes I chat about it, or I'll do something like this and I'll explain how a series of trades sort of look, and I explain it all. In any case, that's where you can find me. You can level up your investment knowledge in Investing 102. Let's go straight to this week summary. So let's go to E-Trade. First thing I do is go into this transactions. And what I like to do is just go to the last 7 day, hit the apply button. I like to reverse sort it first, and then I just copy all this out. I don't need the last line here. Open up my trusty spreadsheet, and you do something like that. Really simple. And then what I do is I remove anything that's an adjustment or things that have zero value, like these margin lines, and then I just plug in some of the missing attributes that I need. For instance, I have, I'll show you this real quick. There are some attributes that I use, like these extra columns and then these type of trades, option method, and I'll fix all that. And then I do that with my other portfolio, and I plug it into here. With the magic of editing, all the data is now in, and I do this every week. For the last 2 years, I have videos on it. If you actually want to see what I do, you got to look at some of the older videos. But you see, I plug it in for the option method. I always have a date. I have some extra formulas over here to compute my iron condors, and then I have an extra tab if it's another attribute for 234 method. So that's what it looks like. So let's get straight to it. I hit the save button first. We'll go to the top, scroll over here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so when you hit the refresh, you'll see this in action. Again, this is covering last week's trade data. So you see that it just came in. Change that to a 12. So based on this, if I just took a quick glance, it's showing that I made about 877, but I don't know yet. I'm going to go into my pivot table, hit the refresh, and there you go. The numbers look like it just populated correctly. And I normally double check everything once I have all the data here. Let me double check some of the numbers real quick. And everything checks out. So this is the summary, the final summary. 29 trades for this week, 307 trades so far. My running P&L for options and dividend only is 3,700. And if you compare it to last year, I'm falling behind. Last year I was already up to 14 grand. But this is a good thing about tracking. You can see what went well, what didn't go well. And then let's talk about some particular trades. The first one is I'm going to talk about my 234 method. Those of you who've been watching know what this is. I'm basically doing iron condors on SPY with no more than 9,000 at any given point. And you'll see that what I did this week was just simply one trade. I basically closed an iron condor. That was 22 days expiration, but I didn't open anything new. And the reason is I already have other ones open. If you look at this, you can see I have this one open, the May 20th. So you can see what I ended up doing was I closed out this particular iron condor, and I didn't open one up. And the reason is I have two other open ones, and I think I want to wait to see what I want to do. But if you look at the 234 method, if you scroll all the way up to the beginning of the year, I'm going to show you what my running P&L is. So far for the year, I made $1,352. And again, never more than $9,000 at risk. If I can keep this up, I would like to show that by the end of the year, I made about $4,000 to $5,000 using 9. Because then you can figure out the average P&L. That means you can make anywhere from 30, 40, or 50% a year. So that's what I'm trying to show you guys, that you can trade a simple single strategy all year. Now my portfolio is a little bit more complex because I'm not just running one strategy. So let's look at some other trades that I did this week. I put a filter on Raya blockchain, And for Ride Blockchain, you see I did a lot of moves this week. If you look at this number, I only collected $40. So that's not a lot. And what you will notice is, for the most part, anything that had a call, it's a cover call. And this is wrong. Let me fix this. This is a cash secure put. And you'll notice that I rolled this down and out, and I lost money on this rolling down. So what that tells you is I'm moving the strike price down $3, and it cost me today, or this week, $65. What I did was I offset that with some of the profits that I made from rolling the cover calls. And in most cases, these were up and out. Actually, I think I see it. In all cases, I'm rolling it up and out. So Riot has been on a run. I think it was really under, I think it was close to $18 in the beginning of the week. And I think it ended the week around $20. So I've been trying to get ahead of it by rolling this up and out. But that's just one trade. So far, Riot looks like it's a good trade for me. I'm going to keep on playing it. Next, I put a filter on QS for QuantumScape. And let's just see what I did this week. You can see I actually rolled this up and out twice this week. And I think it's because it started to move again more faster than I expected. So first time I rolled it out, I collected $43. Then the next time I rolled it out, I collected $85. But I added a lot more time. So I went from doing weeklies, and then I had to move it out much further in time. But I think it's because I didn't have a lot of choices. I don't think I had an $18 mark to roll out to. So I end up having to go to August using a $20. Don't forget, a couple weeks ago, if you look back here, I actually switched my position by buying 100 shares over here. So this is a good thing. By rolling your cover calls to $20, and I bought it at $14.46, I will make $5.54 per share, plus whatever premiums I collected over the last couple weeks. And if you look at this, you'll see that I already collected $134 in premium by rolling my cover calls. I only have 100 shares of this, so you can see how something like this becomes a really good value. Even your cover calls can make really good money. So follow along. Let's see what happens with QS towards the end of the year. Next is Skechers. I put a filter on SKX. You see this week I did something really simple. I collected $11. Now, let me explain what happened here. A couple weeks ago, on week number 6, you see I was rolling Skechers up and out. Skechers at that time, I believe, was about $48 or $49, and it was moving up towards my cover call. So I ended up moving things to $50, and there's $55. Here, you can see what's happening. This cover call is almost expiring useless. That's why it costs $2 to close. So I actually end up closing this $50 cover call and then opening the new one. So I'm rolling it down and out now. And I'm rolling it down $7 for more premium. But I'm moving it close to the strike price. So I did not expect Skechers to drop that fall down, because I think Nike was doing pretty well. And that's what I was tracking. But again, I just want to stay out of the money and then try to collect some premium. So Skechers this year has not been a really good. Let me just check a quick look. For this year, I collected $150. So I made more money in the beginning, near the beginning weeks. And then here you can see that it's starting to drop off. So let's see how this plays out towards the end of the year. Let's look at the next trade. Here in Visa, I have a couple things going on. So let's look at the easy one first. I have a cover call on 100 shares. So here you go. This one I rolled up and out. I'm moving it further in time from a May to a June. And I moved it up $5 because I do think Visa overreacted on the downside when the war broke out. I believe Visa went from maybe $2.15 or so. I don't remember exactly, but it dropped all the way down to about $190 a share. What happened recently was I think Visa has been running up for about 3 to 4 weeks up. And what I needed to do here was I did not feel comfortable using a 235 for my cover call. So I rolled it up and out to a 240, and I collected $15 premium. But the good thing was, because of that volatility, I definitely made money in the iron condors, and you can see that here. Collected over $360. I did close, you see this? I closed a few, this one here, and then I opened a new one. And again here, I closed this one. This one have 3 contracts, and then I opened a new one here. So Visa has been really good. I've been playing it both ways. Again, this is like Riot Blockchain. I like it so much, I'm going to keep on playing it. But these are not low IV stocks. They generally move up or down, but they move in one direction for a long time. So they're generally 3 weeks up, and then maybe 3 weeks down, 3 weeks up. And it can burn you. But if you're willing to play with that risk and the volatility, you can definitely make some money playing the iron condors if you have them wide enough. There are times where I lose money in it. But net, at the end of the year, when you look at it, I generally make money on it. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's just scroll all the way back up to the beginning of the year. So here you go. This is my beginning of the year right here for Visa. And let's just take a look at what I collected so far. $1,453 so far in Visa. So you can see why I'm playing that. In any case, overall, I'm pretty happy with where I'm going. So my plan for trading week number 13 is just to keep on rolling things up and out for cover calls. For cash secure puts, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to keep on rolling down and out. Iron condors, I'm just going to see what happens. Now, what do I want to happen? Ideally, the market has been uptrending for the last 2 weeks. Prior to that, the market was downtrending for 3 weeks. And I like markets like that. So what I would like to see is down 2 more weeks, and then maybe whatever. I don't want to think too far ahead, but what I like is I like these markets when they're range bound. I actually make a lot of money when markets are range bound, and the last 5 weeks have been pretty decent. So I'm hoping that I can just finish this quarter really well and then continuing doing what I do. I am adjusting my portfolio to handle a little bit more risk, so I'm using much safer deltas. At some point, what I would like is the war to be over and other stuff to be, I don't want to say back to normal, but at that point, I will move my trades back to a little bit more riskier delta that I normally play. But for right now, I'm just playing a little bit more conservative. So yes, I understand I'm going to make a little bit less money on average for the next couple of weeks. And then at some point, my portfolio will, I don't want to say catch up. I don't think you ever catch up. But I will adjust it so that I'll take on a little bit more risk, make a little bit more premium per trade. And hopefully what that will do is it will reflect on my profit and margin, my profits from my trading for this year. With that being said, hey, comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Hey, thanks for watching. This brings this video to an end. As always, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. And have a profitable day. Bye-bye.